Adam Nathan, we've got to talk about the Poggio because it's one of the most famous climbs in cycling history. And yet, if you were to take a non-cycling fan, Adam, out there to showcase where this race is generally won and lost, it's a bit baffling. It's not that much, is it?
No, it's not that much. Like, anyone can do that climb, and it's relatively easy climb. It's not too difficult at all. There's some steeper sections, but it's when you're doing the climb. Say if we were to ride up now and you were saying at this point, right, we're doing this speed, and then you tell the person you're next to, or you, whoever it is, how fast they ride up there, that's the most incredible part. And that at the end of 280 kilometres, with all that in your legs, it is almost down to, it's not even the whole part of the Poggio, it's down to a 500-metre section, which is arguably the hardest section right before the top, where every year the attack goes. It's not before it, it's not after it, it's on one section just as it kicks up, and the whole run into that makes it very, very exciting because it is a wearing down game before that process.
It's bonkers, this sport, isn't it? Because it's only, the climb itself is what, 4K, it's an average of 3.6% gradient. But as Adam says, 280 kilometres before you get there. So if you have to be switched on how many hours into this bike race and know that this is actually where the race all comes down to, there's so much survival to even get there.
Yeah, that's true. You really need to... Actually, I always try to switch off after the start was given because then the race is under control and then you start switching on again just before the final starts because it's not possible to stay 100% focused for 7 hours. People in the office maybe can do it, but cyclists, they definitely...
Don't know anyone who can stay focused for 7 hours.
They cannot do it. So I always try to switch on again just before the final start, and then you go into hyperfocus. Try to start Poggio in as good a position as possible.
And I guess you get that feeling within the peloton as well. It's not even that you have to switch on to hyperfocus, but I'm guessing the energy around you starts to build and you can almost feel it physically coming off the riders and everyone's speeding up a little bit and everybody's sort of dialing in.
Yeah, in the beginning of the race, everybody's chit-chatting a little bit and all of a sudden it stops and people start suffering a little bit, speed goes up, people set an elbow, fighting for position starts, so then you also know like now things got serious, now I need to fight for my position, people are not going to give my position anymore. So especially the run into the climb before Poggio, but especially the Poggio is a huge fight even to start the climb already. So there's already, let's say, a 5 to 10 minute effort being done before the riders start Poggio.
I think that one of the main things as well is the descent.
Yeah.
The descent of the Poggio. The climb's one thing, but that descent is, it's like no other in cycling. There's a lot of U-turns in there, a lot of hairpin corners, but it's the advantage you can take because the hairpins are quite slow corners, but it's not a steep descent. So out of each one, you really do have to sprint hard out of every corner. And as I said, after 280k, putting in efforts on these descents, and as you said, Nathan, it's being switched on at this point. You can be a little bit drowsy, you can be getting tired arms, you can be getting tired legs, obviously you get tired legs, but it's making sure you stay within a millimetre, a centimetre of not making a mistake. So if you do, that could be it, game over.
Can we talk about that risk a moment? Because we're just watching Matej Mohoric's descent in 2022, which is where he ended up winning the race from. And we were discussing earlier, Nathan, that there's this rumour, this myth that he tested this out with full protective gear, like skateboarding gear, elbow pads, knee pads, to test him, to see where his limits lay. But you cannot replicate racing at 280 kilometres and then taking those risks. Because that's the other thing. You've got the exhaustion to factor in, the mental fatigue, and then you're trying to push your body and your mind to its very limits.
Yeah, I mean... I don't know if what you're saying about Matej Mohoric is true, but that's...
we like it.
I like it. It shows commitment in order to win the race. And he actually just lives across the border in France, in Monaco. So he used to go there and go down as fast as possible. He actually had a dropper seat post there. So he could drop his seat post so he could lower his body weight and his center of gravity. And he could take the corners even faster. So it takes a proper specialist to take such risks in that kind of race at that kind of level because that is not for everybody.
Certainly not. I mean, it was exhausting and terrifying just watching that descent. Remarkable stuff. Well,